Hi everyone, I'm Steve from October Project Services, specialising in making project management more effective within organisations. Today's chat is tackling one of the more difficult skills a project manager has to master: project scheduling or project planning. Now, this is a big topic, so I'm only going to touch on some fundamental principles that can impact how well controlled your project timeline is. Many projects don't need a particularly complex schedule, but I'm addressing situations where it is difficult to understand how the activities will come together and be delivered. Now, to keep things simple, I'm going to assume that if you've got a project schedule, then you use a Gantt chart to visualise this. I say visualise because the Gantt chart in itself is not the schedule. The schedule is a collection of all sorts of data: the dates, time periods, dependencies, resources and constraints related to your project activities. And here is the problem. What exactly is your Gantt chart showing?
So here's a typical Gantt chart. Without this, you'd have a list of activities, dates, references and other information that would be difficult to understand, at least difficult to understand quickly. This is much better. In my experience, no one needs a Gantt chart explained to them. It is intuitive and really shows when things will happen. This is probably why the Gantt chart has been the timeline report of choice for over 100 years. But what is this Gantt chart showing? What is its purpose? Is it telling us when these tasks will happen? Is it telling us when these tasks should happen? Is it telling us when we need them to happen? Or is it simply when we hope that they will happen? Any of these purposes would be useful, but confusing one with the other is a problem. You see, dates without context will be ambiguous. Why is this a problem? Because people tend to see what they want to see. Stakeholders on a promise to complete by a deadline will see confirmation that we are on track. But are we?
So what does your schedule tell you? What information have you put into it, and how did you get that information? What are you using the schedule for? At OPS, we like excellent project management. To the project manager, this means using the schedule to let you have the best view of when the project could be delivered and understand timeline issues and risks as early as possible. Like all dynamic project controls, it is there to enable the best decisions in response to those issues and risks, be that to add resources, reduce scope, or to take an agile approach and prioritise your deliverables. Whatever the preferred route is, there will always be more, better and cheaper options available in response to timeline issues if you spot them early. So here is my advice to project managers who want to have truly excellent control over their schedules. First and foremost, always have a schedule that allows you, the project manager, to take dynamic control of the project. Typically, this will involve forward scheduling to discover when activities can be done and confirming when a project could be delivered. For complex schedules, this will rely on things like work rather than duration-based scheduling, understanding how to estimate effectively and how to reflect soft, hard and resource constraints into your scheduling tool. If these concepts are new to you, then it really is worth taking the time to learn. Secondly, use different views of the schedule to communicate the plan depending upon the purpose and the audience. To confirm progress is on track, you might use a simple timeline. To highlight a risk or an issue within the timeline, you might show rolled up tasks so your stakeholders can focus on the issue, really understand it, and that helps you to facilitate the decisions that you need. To manage more complex issues or opportunities, you might have a view of each potential scenario. My personal rule of thumb, however, is not to use my master project schedule to communicate outside of my team. It will almost certainly lead to misunderstandings. I prefer to take snapshots of a view tailored to the circumstances. Microsoft Project, for example, is very good at this, and it does include configurable timeline views which export quickly to email or PowerPoint. Finally, now you have different views of your schedule for different purposes, it is vital that you ensure the context of your schedule is always very clear so that your stakeholders understand the true status of your project. I hope that this has made you think a bit about the context of your plans. If some of these concepts are new to you but sound useful, or if you simply want to know more about dynamic, advanced project scheduling, please do get in touch. OPS have a range of short courses designed to raise your game in project control methods just like these. And as always, please feel free to comment below. I hope this has been helpful. Stay happy and healthy, everyone.